Good morning, everybody. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back here on day 30 of the series that we're running for the month of October, 31 favorite albums from 1982, favorite rock albums. So, this album, got it when it was fairly new. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in the English version, so I got stuck with it in the German version, and for a while, couldn't even think of what the English words were anymore. But that album is gone to my sister's collection, and I've since replaced it with a CD. We're talking about Peter Gabriel's Security, released in 1982, of course. Yeah, great album, absolutely killer. This is the number 2 album of the year. And I don't think it's ever been my favorite album from that year, but it's definitely always been in the top 5. No doubt about that to me. Probably when it first came out, it had to battle with Signals and probably the Number of the Beast for that top spot. And I don't think it would have finished ahead of either of them at that time. But it has stood the test of time very well. I love the album cover. This one also was the beginning of the kind of the MTV era, and one of the best videos of that year, as he's had many, Peter Gabriel. This is a fantastic album in every sense. It's got lots of kind of different sounds for him. Not that he hadn't been, but up until that point, the first 3 albums were kind of more closer like Genesis. This was much more electronic, I think, than those 3. Not that it wasn't already started with Gabriel 3, but it was full force on this album. Lots of different sounds, use of electronics, electronic drums. Yeah, just a really great album with a lot of fantastic stuff on this. Shock the Monkey, Lay Your Hands on Me, Kiss of Life, I Have the Touch, and Rhythm of the Heat, all really up-tempo type songs. Well, Rhythm of the Heat maybe not so much as the other ones, but definitely really good stuff on this album. And then, of course, you have San Jacinto, which is probably, at this point in time, my favorite song on the album. It's just it's got such an emotional feel to it. I actually prefer the live version on Peter Gabriel Plays Live to this version, but this version's still really good as well. Gabriel, Marotta, Levin, Fast, David Rhodes, all these guys who are, a lot of which have been on many of Gabriel's albums, are all here at their best here. The album cover, of course, is really good, and you've got a couple of pictures back here really showing off the full. And this was at the time when vinyl was kind of coming to its end, as most of these albums were. This one actually transferred very well into that digital sound when they eventually did it, and it's such a classic album for me. For a while, it was probably my favorite Gabriel album. I think it's probably moved down a few notches now, give way to a couple of his other solo albums. But this one has a lot of emotional attachment to it. I remember the circumstances under which I lived playing this album, and how much I connected to it at the time. So for today, my number 2 favorite album from the year 1982 is Peter Gabriel's Security. I hope you've liked this video. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. All of those help me a lot. And if you got any comments about Gabriel's Security album, or 4, if you want to call it 4, I don't care. At that time, I always thought of it as Security, so it's never entered my mind to call it anything else. And we will be back tomorrow for the number 1 album, from 1982. So please join me for that. Take care and have a good one. Bye.